DIY base camp canopy for your action figures. This is my prototype for my camp shelter. Kind of what I had in mind. I used duct tape for the canopy, but we're replacing it with that camouflage duct tape. You could probably use fabric too. The idea is that this would be a small shelter for a communications outpost or for a first aid outpost. Tools you'll need for this project: drill bits, 5 and 32 seconds, 1/8, tape measure, ruler, T-square, pencil, saw, vise, scissors, and glue gun. We don't need the super glue. Supplies you'll need for this project: small piece of wood trim, 1x1 square, 4 large bamboo skewers, the 5 and 32 seconds, small bamboo skewers, 1/8, and camo duct tape or a color of your choice. We want to start by measuring out 1-inch pieces, 4 1-inch pieces out of the wood trim. Then you want to make a small dot for where we will be drilling the holes, and that's about 1/2 inch or in the center of the wood trim. You'll want to use the 5 and 32 seconds drill bit to drill 4 holes, 1 in each of the 1-inch pieces that you measured, and you'll want to go all the way through. This will fit the larger bamboo skewers. If they don't fit, you could go back with a drill bit and enlarge it a little bit where they'd fit better, but you want a snug fit. You want to cut each of these pieces now. Bamboo or band saw would probably work best, but I don't have one, so I'll just use the tools that I have. Now you're going to make a mark for the 1/8 skewer to go through, and this will be about 1/4 inch. You don't want any of these holes to intersect, as in the diagram, the top right. Each hole will go straight through the wood and not intersect with any of the other holes. I'm just going to kind of eyeball this first hole. This is when that bandsaw would have came in handy, cutting a nicer pieces. Now carefully drill the hole. Make sure that you're not going through the other hole, and you're going to go straight through. Try to keep the drill up and down and don't angle it. Now we're going to measure out the second hole. This hole is going to be a little bit lower than the other small hole we made. Right about there. And it will not intersect with the other small hole we just drilled. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it and mark these. Then I'll drill a hole straight through these. It really helps to have a sharp drill bit. If your drill bit's not sharp, it might skip across the wood and drill a hole where you don't want the hole to be. Clip off the tips of the smaller bamboo skewers. I like this razor jaw thing. It works really nice for this. Now to assemble. We laid out the pieces. We pushed the small dowel or small wood bamboo skewer into the holes. We'll repeat with this end. And now the bottom. You'll do the same on each corner. Now the base of the frame is all put together. You'll insert the larger bamboo skewers into the larger hole. Like I said, if you need to widen these holes a little bit so the skewers go in better, you can. But I kind of like that as a snug fit. And there we go. It's a little crooked, but you could kind of twist and pull on the skewers to straighten them up. After tweaking on the skewers a little bit, we end up with a square frame. We're going to work on the canopy part. Start by laying strips of your duct tape out, sticky side up. Overlap each strip about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch. And use your wood frame as a guide on how wide to make it. Cool, this will work. Now that we have the one side done, we're going to work on the other side. Sometimes the duct tape won't stick too well to the pieces. Just apply pressure and push them down. Now you're going to go the other way with the strips of duct tape. And you're doing the same here, just overlapping a small bit and pressing it down. Just go slow and take your time, and it'll turn out really nice. Oh, if this happens, just pull up carefully. Hopefully it'll come out off for you. And there we go. We're done. It is the size of our frame, and you could use any color duct tape you want, or fabric, if that's what you want to do. Now we'll want to use a pencil and mark where our frame sits on the duct tape, or the canopy that we made. Marking each corner. You probably would be better using a Sharpie marker instead of a pencil. This pencil, the lines were hard to see. Sharpie marker probably would have been better. Now use your T-square or straight edge to line up the marks that you made and draw a straight line. You want to do this on each corner. Now that we're done with that, we could cut it out. Save these strips that you cut off. We might be able to use them for something. And there we go. This is going to look great. Now pull the two of the small bamboo skewers out and glue these ends down. This is going to help keep the canopy tight when it's set up. I find that the glue gun works better than the super glue. If you want to use super glue, it's up to you. This idea kind of came to me after I finished with gluing it down. We're going to make a little bit of a skirting that'll go down from the canopy a bit. So using some of the duct tape scrap that we have, we'll cut little 1-inch strips and put them on each corner. Unfortunately, I just did 2 because of time restraints, but I suggest you put it on each corner. And then you could glue the edge of the skirting down on each side. I think it really looks nice with the covered sides. And you could add more duct tape like I just did to create another piece of skirting. We're just going to use a piece of duct tape to secure this. If it's too long, you could either cut it off or fold it over. We're going to glue this side in too. Now you could replace these bamboo skewers. If you have to, you could cut them down a little bit where they fit better, but you want it to stretch the canopy out. That way the canopy does not droop. And there we go. And we'll attach the legs. And we're all set. And there we go. We are done. Now to assemble, set the longer posts aside. If these are too long for you, you could always shorten them. It's not going to hurt any. And take these pointy side up. They fit kind of snug, but that's okay. That's what we want. If you wanted to paint these a different color, by all means, please do. I think it'd look neat. And with this pointy things, you could stick them into the ground. And there we go. There's our shelter. I think it might look better if we had a canopy on the ground, or a tarp on the ground. Let's do that. You make it tarp the same way we made the the same way we made the canopy sit on the ground for a clean look, doing the camouflage, what have you. To store it away, you can simply remove the legs. These cross pieces. Lay them across. Throw the tarp on there. And then roll it up. Secure it with a bungee cord. Hey, link to that in this corner. Bungee cords. Perfect. You could use these canopies for whatever you want to. Communication stations, first aid stations, listening posts. The list goes on. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Any comments or questions, please feel free to ask. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to click the bell so you'll be notified when I upload a video. We do fun things like this on this channel all the time. Thanks for watching. And remember to collect, inspire, and create. See you in the next one.